Hakeem මෙතුමා ඔබතුමාට විනාඩි 15ක කාලයක් තියෙනවා.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. ගරු මුරාසනාරූඪ මන්ත්‍රීතුමනි, මම සතුටු වෙනවා ඔබතුමා මුරාසනයේ ඉදිද්දී විශේෂයෙන්ම නීතිඥවරයෙක්, ඒ වගේම අපේ අතිරේක ලේකම්තුමියත් නීතිඥවරයෙක්. මේ මොහොතේ ජයන්ත වීරසිංහ ජනාධිපතිතුමන් පාර්ලිමේන්තු මන්ත්‍රීතුමා අර නීති විද්‍යාල විභාගය පිළිබඳව ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍රවලට ඉංග්‍රීසි භාෂාවෙන් උත්තර ලිවීම පිළිබඳව තියෙන ඒ අර්බුදයට එතුමා දරපු ආකල්පයට වෙනස් ආකල්පයක් මම දරන්නේ. ඔබතුමාත් මාත් එක්ක එකඟ වෙයි කියලා මම හිතනවා. ඒ වගේම අපේ අමාත්‍යතුමත් මේ පිළිබඳව ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම ඉතාම හැඟීම්බර ප්‍රශ්නයක් කියන එක තේරුම් ගන්න තිබෙනවා. ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍රයකට උත්තර ලිවීම පිළිබඳව අපි කතා කරොත් ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍රය අධ්‍යයනය කිරීම, ඒක තේරුම් ගැනීම, ඒ කියන්නේ comprehension of a question paper is different from writing answers for the question about the ability of a particular student. Now we know that there are students who come from very difficult areas, who have studied in the vernacular languages. Yourself, Honourable Minister, and me as an example, we all came from rural areas. So when we came to Colombo, though we have learnt English and have improved English over a period of time, but when we entered law college, we were not confident enough to answer question papers when it came to certain papers. So wherever now, of course, all the lectures are being conducted in English. That's quite a bit of a problem. But in our days, we had also some lectures in our own mother tongue. So, I mean, this difficulty has to be properly understood. The Council of Legal Education, headed by His Lordship the Chief Justice, must also listen to this issue a little more sensitively, because this is a much more deeper problem, because this has a socio-economic complications because of the education policy in our country. So it's not something that students cannot be held at fault for not being able to, or rather refusing or protesting to sit for exams in the English language. It is true. Now, our courts, our original courts, conduct cases in the national languages. So when the original courts are conducting cases in the national languages, of course our superior courts, even in making submissions in the original courts, of course we use English. That's a different matter. So the Honourable Minister, I am sure, understands the issue, the sensitivity attached to it, and I am sure a proper decision will be made. I am told that the council has now given a concession for repeaters to sit for papers in their own mother tongue. But that's insufficient, because the problem runs much deeper. And therefore, this matter should be taken to consideration. And I hope you will approach His Lordship the Chief Justice, and we, some of our legislators also can come and talk. I'm sure, you know, we have some different opinions, like President's Counsel Jayanta Veerasinghe. But still, this issue needs to be discussed and resolved, so that at least some kind of comfortable time period had to be given for people to be ready to answer all question papers in the English language. Having said that, let me also endorse what the MP Mujibur Rahman and a few others spoke about the Easter Sunday attacks and the indictment that have been filed and various controversies attached to it. මේ පිළිබඳව කතා කරනවා නම් මේ පාස්කු ඉරිදා සිද්ධිය පිළිබඳව විශාල ප්‍රශ්නාර්ථයක් දැන් මතුවලා තිබෙනවා. මේ පිළිබඳව තියෙන නොයෙකුත් කාරණා මැද්දේ අපි සැලකීමට ගත යුතු අනිකුත් දේවලුත් තියෙනවා. විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ හැම සිද්ධිදාමයක් දිහාම පාස්කු විද්‍යා සිද්ධියේ සහරාන්ගේ මේ සිද්ධිදාමය පටන් ගත්තේ 2016 වසරේ ඉඳලා. 2016 ඉඳලා 2019 අප්‍රේල් 21 වෙනිදා වෙනකන් ඒ සිද්ධිදාමයන් සිදු හැම දවසක් පුරාම ඇවිත් ඒකට සමාන්තරව සිදු වූ අනිකුත් දේශපාලන ක්‍රියාදාමයන් එක්ක සංසන්දනය කරද්දී යම් දේශපාලන වැඩසටහනක් අනුව මේක ක්‍රියාත්මක වුණාදෝ කියන සැකයක් මතුවෙනවා. ඒ පිළිබඳව මට විශාල කාරණා කීපයක් කියන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් මේ පිළිබඳව මීට කලිනුත් කීප වතාවක් කතා කරලා තියෙනවා. එබැවින් විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ අධිචෝදනා පත්‍රය සැකසීමේදීත් දැන් නීතිපති දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවේ මෙවර දැන් 20000කට වැඩිය the charge sheet contains almost more than 20,000 charges. 23,000 charges. No, this is an absurd situation. Now, the former IGP and the former Defence Secretary were acquitted by court. I do not know what happened in the case, but then what happens is now. I am sure Attorney General Department, I am told that they have about 35 vacancies at the moment for State Council. They are having a serious human resources problem within the department. Now, if you want to prepare one indictment, you might, within a day, I don't think a State Council can sit and go through papers and even at least produce 3 indictments for a day. It's so difficult. But whereas I am told sometimes they are now proudly saying that we are producing almost 1,000 indicts per month, right? How is it humanly possible? And finally, all these cases will go without any success in courts. You must realize that if at all, now in the British system, I am told now the Crown Prosecution Service will have, they have a practice called suspended prosecution. Now, when you don't have, you assess the rate of success of a charge, and then if there is a possibility of that case not succeeding, if there is a small iota of a doubt that it might not succeed, then they suspend the prosecution and then look at the future conduct of the person to be charged. So that you don't right away go and charge all these people. This is what is happening. There are so many cases that are failing in the courts of law. And then if you look at the success rate particularly in the criminal side, I must say that in our entire criminal justice system, we must revisit it. We must look at it, because absolutely puerile attempt at many cases, when you see the success rate in courts, it's a very, very sorry state of affairs. Poor people are spending hours and hours in courts. They are almost, some of them are spending the entire lifetime in courthouses. And finally, you get acquitted. Either you get discharged or acquitted. So this is now for instance, now look at now in the criminal courts also we must try to see whether we can introduce a mediation effort. So we can, through mediation, we can settle so many cases without going to trials. Of course, the Honourable Minister Ali Sabri, and the process started while I was there, about the pre-trial process. Now we have introduced that. But that has not also become very successful, because we are trying to use the same judges to do the pre-trial matters also. So we need to have separate cadre appointed, so that pre-trial judges, both at the magistrate level and the district court level, that we will do away up to framing of issues. We'll have those matters disposed of easily, and also try and see whether mediation is possible and settle the matters there. It doesn't happen. Now we look at our traffic courts. It's a total waste of time. We can do all that can be done online. Police can be asked to send the charge sheet by post and ask the person who is being charged whether he is pleading or not, and then take a payment and then finish it off without having to have all these courthouses and sitting for days on end and wasting time and money. An entire traffic court system can go through a dramatic change. This is happening in so many other countries. Unless it is a very serious, fatal accident case, you can refer it to the MC right away, or the area MC. Then you can also extend the circuit court system. Now, it's a question of proximity to court. Litigants are wasting time traveling from one place to the other. Now, I am told now they have set up a circuit court in Kenya. I would like to request you to set up a circuit court in a place like Deltota, the Galaha police. Now, Honorable Minister, your Deputy Minister knows, the Hewa Hatta is a very large area. People have to travel 40, 50 miles to come to Kandy to attend to MC matters which is filed by the Galaha court. So you can set up a court somewhere there, a circuit court. One of the magistrates can come and sit in circuit for a day in a week and dispose of all the cases without those people having to travel all the way. So this request I am making, because I have even identified some places in Deltut area for you to set up the courts if necessary. So these matters we would like to bring to attention. So, so when it comes to the issues pertaining to the now, your Honourable Minister, I am told the Bribery Commission has also been gazetted under you, is it? Is it Bribery Commission, has it been gazetted under you or under the President? No, it is under the President, yes. But then the, yeah, it is independent body, for purposes of the vote. Yeah, I know. So what I'm trying to say is that today at the party leaders meeting, we were talking about the new Bribery Act, the amendments. The Honourable Sarath Jayamana the other day, new bill. Honourable Sarath Jayamana the other day presented the bill, a very wonderful piece of legislation, a lot of areas of reform that we have been proposing for a long time has been embodied in the Act. I think we should rather introduce it soon, bring the bill and introduce it to Parliament so that we can have it passed. Along with that, what is important is to also look at the stolen assets recovery law. We had to have a separate law for stolen asset recovery, and I am told President's Counsel Sarath Jayamana and His Lordship Yasantha Kothagoda has co-authored a concept paper on non-conviction based stolen asset recovery provisions to be. No, not only disposal of production, even for confiscation. Either so, I don't know. Anyway, this was what I was told by Justice, President's Counsel Sarath Jayamana the other day. So, with those, some of those new novel ideas to bring into these laws, and I would like to refer now. Whenever we talk about the criminal justice system and the reforms that are necessary to be introduced, it is important to look at the police department and its conduct. Yeah. Now, police department, when you talk about the conduct, now you see today in the morning editorial, there is an interview. The chairman of the police commission, former IGP Chandra Fernando's article. If we work independently, it doesn't matter. Even if we go and meet God. Now, this is about meeting a VIP at the Katunayake airport. Now, there is everybody, all of us here, belonging to different faith groups. You know, if we get a chance to meet God, all of us will be happy. That's a different matter. But then God is one thing, Godfather is something else. Now, you go and meet your Godfather when he arrives at the airport, and then what is worse is the excuse he is trying to give. He would rather have said this: I am an independent chairman, I can go and meet anybody, my independence will not be affected, we could have accepted. What he says is, I suddenly heard a commotion and I went there to see whether some police assistance is necessary. So, this kind of puerile explanations are not necessary. All of us know about godfathers and cronies and all that. But besides that, I have nothing against the chairman of the police commission. But the problem is when such things take place, the confidence in the independence commission is gone. This is the whole issue. So these things have to change. So police department and police commission is trying to, I must say, the former chairman of the police commission, Ranjitha Besuriya, one of our most respected silks in this country, who performed a wonderful job. as the police commission chairman. He was a senior practitioner in the criminal courts, and his son is an additional solicitor general now in the department. So such people with such eminence was able to give so much of confidence to the police commission's activities. So a lot of things need to be discussed. My time is up. I know. I would finally ask a small matter regarding the Valachene courts. You know, the courts have now been shifted to a very place rather into the interior rather than on the main road. It was on the main road, Colombo, from the Batiklo Colombo main road at Valachene, and now it has been shifted to Calcutta. It should have rather been, there was a land identified at Navaladi Junction, which would have been convenient for everybody. Large section of people have to now travel far. This has been done during Mr. Ali Sabri's time. So I think Honorable Chandrakant and Mr. Pillayan had brought some pressure and wanted to be shifted right into the interior. It has caused a lot of inconvenience. So such decisions have caused a lot of difficulties for people. So these things, if they can be reversed, we'll be happy. Similarly, of course, now with the time being up, I will conclude with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, Amatuma.
විනාඩියක් ගන්න මම ගරු මන්ත්‍රීතුමා කියපු කාරණා දෙකක් පිළිබඳව පොලිස් නීතිය ඔබතුමා දන්නවා අවුරුදු 165කටත් වැඩි පරණ ඕඩිනන්ස් එකක් ආඥා පනතක් කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලය අනුමැතිය දුන්නා දැන් සති කිහිපයකට පෙර අලුතෙන්ම පොලිස් පනතක් මේ කෙටුම්පත් කරන්න. ඒකම වංචා දූෂණ වැළැක්වීම සඳහා ඇන්ටි කරප්ෂන් ලෝ එක මේ වෙනකොට ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලය අනුමත කරලා තියෙන්නේ මේ ප්‍රමාදයේ තිබෙන්න වෙන කිසි කාරණයක් නිසා නෙවෙයි. අපි පක්ෂ නායකවරුන්ටත් සිවිල් ක්‍රියාකාරී සමාජයේ අයටත් ලබා දීලා තියෙන ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ තවත් අදහස් ගන්න මේක තවත් ඉම්ප්‍රූව් කරන්න උවමනා නම් ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ අදහසුත් එකතු කරන්න. අනික your honorable member referred to the independence of the chairman of the police commission, and that is why that's in the new anti-corruption bill that we have proposed, that we are not going to appoint those retired people as commissioners to the commission because they have no responsibility, no independence, nothing. They act according to their whims and fancies. The finally people will have to suffer, so nobody is responsible. We won't allow that to happen in the future. Thank you very much.